Hello everyone and welcome to chapter 14 lesson 4 DML operations on a view. DML operations cannot be performed on a view contains the following factors: group functions, group by clause, distinct keyword, row num keyword, or other factors. Let's have a look at this example. Create or replace a view, and this is the name of the view. We give an alias for the columns of the view as this is the select statement of the view. Select department ID, round average salary from employees group by department ID. So our view contains group by clause here and group function. This is a complex view. DML operation cannot be performed on a view that contains group functions and group by clause. So if you try to insert a record on the view, insert into name of the view and the values 110 for the department ID, 7,400 for the average salary, it returns an error. Virtual column not allowed here. Performing DML operation on a view actually translated to DML operations on the base tables. So if you try to insert data to a view EMP average salary, this insert statement translated to insert statement to the base table, which is in this case employees table. He cannot insert a record 110 7,400 because the employees table does not contain an average salary. It contains a column salary, not an average salary. Let's have a look at another example here. Create view EMP 90 as select employee ID, last name, salary, job ID from employees where department ID equal 90. This is a simple view. This is a simple view, but if you try to run this insert statement, insert into EMP 90 values 250, Tom 5,000 and IT. So 250 will go to the first column of the view, which is the employee ID, Tom to the last name, 5,000 to the salary, and for the job ID, IT. Why it failed? Cannot insert null into HR employees. As we said before, DML operation on a view translated to DML operation on the base table. The base table is employees. This is the structure of the table employees. It contains employee ID, first name, last name, email, and so on. Here we are inserting a new record to the view, which is translated to a record to the base table. 250 for the employee ID, Tom for the last name, 5,000 for the salary, and for the job ID, Tom. What about these columns? First name, email, phone number, hire date, commission, manager ID, department ID. As we learned before, if you insert a record on a table and you don't provide all values, the null value will be used for other columns. So here he will use null for the email, he will use null for the first name, he will use null for the phone number, he will use null for the hire date, but email is not null. So as we can see, the insert statement will fail because the email does not allow null value. Cannot insert null into hr.employees.email. Another example here. Create a view, this is the name of the view and this is the select statement that represents the view. Select department ID, department name from departments where location ID equal 1700. So this is a simple view. It reads only from one base table, which is departments table. There is no group by clause, there is no group functions, there is no distinct keyword, and so on. So this is a simple view. If we try to perform DML operation here, insert on the view, insert into depth v1700 values 290 and new department. So 290 will go to the department ID and new department go to the department name. The DML operation performed on a view will be translated to DML operation on the base table, which is in this case departments table. So the departments table contains 4 columns, as we can see in this screenshot. 290 will go to department ID and new department will go to department name. For these 2 columns, we'll use null in this case. Manager ID and location ID allow null. So the insert statement in this case will not fail. So here, one row inserted. If you try to select from the departments table, this is the new record inserted to the base table departments. 290, new department, null as a manager ID and null as a location ID. So any DML operation performed on a view, because the view is just a representation of the data from the base table, the DML operation will be translated to a DML operation on the base table. To prevent DML operation on a view, you can use with read-only constraint to prevent DML operations on a view. During creation of view, we can specify here with read-only, and we can specify a name for the constraint. For example, create or replace view depth v1700 as, and this is the select statement of the view, with read-only. So if you try to insert a statement on a view, insert into depth v1700 values and specify a values for the new department. The view here created with read-only, it prevents the DML operation. Cannot perform a DML operation on a read-only view. Last thing in this lesson, with check clause. With check clause can be specified during creating a view with check option. With check option ensures that DML operations performed on the view stay in the domain of the view. Inserts and updates performed through the view cannot create rows that the view cannot select. To understand with check clause, let's have a look at this example. Create or replace view, and this is the name of the view, as select department ID, department name, location ID from departments where location ID equal 1700 with check option. If you try to insert here, insert into depth v1700 values 300, a new department, and the location ID 1800 with check option where clause violation. The DML operation here failed. It failed because our view representing departments from location 1700. And here we are trying to insert a new record, location ID 1800. With check clause, prevent inserts and updates to create rows that the view cannot select. So the insert statement tried to create a new row with location ID 1800. The select statement of the view retrieve departments from location 1700. So the view cannot read this new department here because the location is 1800. So in this case, the insert statement will fail. The new record must be within the same domain of the view, which is departments from location 1700. If you try to do a DML operation and create a record that is outside the domain of the view, the DML operation in this case will fail. Here, this insert statement will not fail because the new record within the same domain of the view, which is location 1700. So the record inserted here can be selected by the view because the view is representing the departments from location 1700. So in this lesson, we learned about DML operations on a view. I hope this video was informative for you, and thank you for watching.